journeys are just different, and you have to go through that struggle, and you can't run from your struggle. Don't quit before your turn, because your turn, you're building character. That's the biggest thing. That's what I wanted to say. Whole
Correct.
time you're going through your struggle, you're building character. If you can reset yourself to say, all right, I'm not there, but when I failed in 2022, I'm much better in 2024 than I was then. I'm still making progress, even though my result isn't what I wanted yet or what I thought it would be.
Welcome to the Mick, a Mook, and a Mike, hosted by four-time Emmy-nominated producer Frank Pace and retired New York City firefighter, 9/11 first responder, and Vietnam vet Billy O'Connor.
Today's guest
is motivational speaker / philanthropist / former basketball player turned author, Ben Smith. Let's start.
Oh,
What's
here
up,
we go.
guys?
My
What's
brothers.
up, baby?
How
My
you
brothers, what's up? How you doing?
Good. Our
Good to see you.
our guest today is motivational speaker / philanthropist / former basketball player turned author, Ben Smith from Florida. He wrote a new book called Monday Morning what?
Mindset. Monday Morning Mindset. I read it. Good book, man. Motivational speaker. Yeah, I can see it.
Yep.
Good stuff.
There's the book. So
Don't
Ben
throw up.
Ben will be joining us momentarily.
Don't throw up, Billy.
So how what'd you guys do for Halloween?
I dressed
Turned
as
out
a.
the lights, shut the door, and make believe nobody was home.
Oh, you do that too, huh?
Yep.
That's what I did for Halloween. I
Oh.
did one of those Hallmark holidays. I love that stuff. The made-up holidays, everybody makes a buck. Good
Yep.
stuff for everybody.
Yep.
It's like
For sure.
That's why they try to
Father's
get rid
Day,
of.
that gets me too. It's another one of them made-up holidays.
You got any good Halloween stories from your past that Derek and I haven't heard yet? Because
Probably not.
every time we ask this, you surprise us.
Yeah.
I tell you, when we were kids, that was a big deal, Halloween, because it was like a legalized shakedown, right? You were shaking down all the people in the neighborhood for chocolates, and they used to throw pennies in our bags and shit. We didn't have the made. We used to have to go make our own costumes. We didn't have money to go get these shit in the stores, And the deal was, I just steal my old man's hat, throw a burnt cork on my face, and you're a bum,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was the same bum.
All the kids were. That was the deal. But I had a woman tell me one time, I was just about, had a nice bag of chocolate and candy and all that stuff. I was about to go home, and I said, let me try this one woman's door. I knock on the door, and a woman made a big deal about it. She said, oh, Joe, come here. See, these are the costumes I like. Look, you see the homemade costumes, how good they are? And I was like, burnt the cork. I threw my old man's hat on. What's the big deal? And she goes, look, you see how his jeans got all the patches on them? She goes, and look at the bottom of his shoes. If the sneakers are taped up so the flap don't come off. She goes, I said, this is my everyday clothes. I said, what's the big deal?
That's crazy. We're
But
gonna
back,
let. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Back then, they used to give us the big candy bars, though. Remember, you got a real candy bar instead of like one Skittle or something.
You must went to the fancy neighborhoods. I got the small jobbers. We got the small jobbers. And you know what the big thing? They used to throw pennies, 3 or 4 pennies. And if you made a buck when you were a kid, that was a big deal. Hey, I got a buck.
I'm gonna let Ben in, guys.
Okay, great.
All right, cool.
Ben Smith, how you doing?
All
Can
right,
you
how
hear
y'all
us?
doing?
It's
Good.
Yes, sir.
Monday morning. It's Monday morning.
I'm Frank. The old man down in the corner is Billy,
How are you, friend? Nice to know you, brother.
and the brother is Derek.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Man. Where you come from, Florida?
No,
We
I'm
loved your
asking
book.
I love it.
Hey,
I'm
hey
asking
Ben.
from Dublin, Georgia.
Oh, really?
Oh, you're
Yes,
in
sir.
Dublin, Georgia. All right.
Hey Ben, can I request something? I'm not sure. It's telling me that you have the application open in other tabs. So whatever tab
Yeah,
you're not.
I did, but I closed it out, so I don't know
Oh,
why
you
it's
did?
saying
Okay,
that
good.
now.
It's probably old. Let me just cut it out.
But yeah, when we first started, it was open, but now it should be good now.
Excellent.
So
Wow, look.
Ben is a philanthropist, an author. He's he wrote a really interesting book, uh, and it calls on his experiences as a college basketball superstar, professional basketball player. Um, and why don't you tell us where the name came from, Ben?
The name, like you said, just with my different experiences, being around different people, different teams, living in different countries, and just now coaching the basketball team, just Mondays are always rough for people, or it's said to be rough stereotypically. It's the end of the week, of the weekend, of being off maybe 48 hours, or having to leave your kids the next morning, going from alarm clocks not being on the weekend to alarm clocks being on at 5 o'clock Monday. So it's just like Monday morning mindset is a way to refresh and empower you to feel good and take ownership of the Monday instead of just like dreading it and like going into that week with the mindset of, oh, I just got to get through this, instead of the week of, all right, I'm gonna own this Monday and I'm gonna get better today and the rest of this week.
And how do you use it in everyday life?
Pretty much just like that, just keeping from the book the messages and the lessons in the book, and apply them to your everyday life. I feel like every day all of us, we live similar lives, whether rather what we do for work, whether we are coaching basketball or working at a bank, we all have to wake up. We have adversities, we have days we don't want to be there, we have to interact with other people. If you're a coach like myself, you gotta try to motivate and keep 15 teenagers disciplined. So just doing those things, and just when you face that adversity and the challenges, just remembering things that you maybe read in the book, or not, maybe not even in the book, just things that keep you positive, keep things in perspective, and keep you going and motivated, and allow you to tackle things with a proactive attitude.
Well, you break it up into 52 chapters, one for each week, and give people a motivation each week to go ahead. It reminds me of The Power of Positive Thinking. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale wrote it many, many years ago. And obviously, this is positive thinking. So,
Appreciate it.
yeah.
Yeah, I always hated the term "Thank God it's Friday," because "Thank God it's Friday" to me meant it's the end of the week. That means another week of your life has passed.
Mm.
Same thing with "Thank God it's Hump Day." Well, that's 3 more days of your life that's passed. For me, I'm in no hurry to see my life passed. You know, I know Ben said in the book he wants to see his players live to 80. That's not good news for Billy because he's, right around,
You know, I'm only going to disagree with you on one holiday.
right around here, pal.
I'm only going to disagree with you on one holiday. On Patty's Day, I'd be drunk for 4 days, and I say, thank God Patty's Day's over.
Yeah. Well,
Hungover like a son of a bitch.
Well, let me tell Ben a little bit about Billy's background. Billy was a firefighter for 20 years, was a 9/11 first responder. He owned a couple of bars. All of the while, he was a drug addict and a drunk. At at
He's
Some
at,
of them pretty good.
lucky to be
Yeah,
alive.
you're
at,
functional drunk.
at 60 years old, he decided to put the plug in the jug, went back to college, and got his degree from the University of Florida. So the last 20 years of his life, he's been sober.
Sober.
I wouldn't say he was going to be straight because he couldn't be straight. You know,
A little bit. Don't bother
but
me. Just a little bit.
he was a Vietnam veteran, and he has really put the things that you said in your book in the proper perspective and put his life on the right track.
Well, thanks for
Better late
all
than
that,
never.
Frank. But I don't see any downside to your book, man. I mean, it's it's a motivational book. It's a good. I mean, certainly the rules you get per week is a great way to live. Do you feel like, when did you start living like that? Let me ask you that. Have you always been head to
I,
nose to the grindstone? Head at full speed ahead.
I think that's a great question. I think I've always been a positive guy, and I think just going back to my playing days, I think that was kind of my edge. I mean, I'm not, but I'm 5'10", I'm like 170 now. Then I was like 155, 160. So just being able to kind of have that stronger mindset to be able to get through different things and challenges I was seeing in basketball, and I just took that off the court as well. But I think when I start coaching is when it really, and just dealing with kids every day is when it really start hitting me like, I was living it, but to make sure I was spreading it to others.
Yes.
So, Derek, let me ask you, Derek, I'm
Yeah.
asking you, can you name 3 things that Ben and I have in common?
Men,
Oh,
you
okay,
have
4.
skin, Jacksonville,
Okay, that's 1.
and successful. What do you mean 1? I'd named like 4 already.
Yeah. We,
You got the
we,
same ears. I think you got the same ears.
we both went to Jacksonville University.
For sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're
I went,
you're
uh,
both black. You're Italian, right? So you're both black.
yeah, uh, we're both in the JU Hall of Fame.
Oh, really? Wait a minute. You're in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Holy, that's
I didn't
news
know
to me.
that.
My 69 soccer team was undefeated. It was 15-0-2. So we were all inducted into Hall of Fame alongside Ben and Artis.
Nice.
Maybe
Wow.
2 or 3 years ago.
Congratulations.
Well, I was, and Ben is a high school coach.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
right. Did you have to put your tiny little hands in the cement, or did you use your feet? It was all of this, Frank. Can I get my picture taken with you? I didn't know all this shit.
I've got big hands, Billy. You're the one that's got small. So Ben, let me ask you, how did your basketball playing, Hall of Fame basketball playing, affect your philosophies on life, and how much of your philosophies went into what you learned in basketball went into this book?
Man, I'll probably say 98%, maybe. Basketball it's always been that's just how I dealt with everything, even good, bad. I learned lessons, being coached by, when you get to college and play sports, you find out a lot about yourself. You found out like I haven't been working as hard as I thought I would. Then you get around other good players and you got to kind of figure out, am I made for this? Am I really good enough? I'm going to be one of those guys who are just good back home. So those challenges in basketball made me find a way to be successful. And then even going to Europe and playing in Europe, of course, when you grow up in the United States, you don't grow up saying, I want to go to Europe. You say you want to go to the NBA. So not making the NBA, and then just going over there, having to learn different languages, interact with different people, just figuring it out any way to be successful and not succumbing to the circumstances of whatever's going on. Like my early career overseas, I speak about it in the book, kind of like I was kind of the outcast. Not really in a bad way, but I just was like, I'm the American. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna stay to myself. And it didn't allow me to, I think, fully flourish like I did my last couple of years once I integrated myself into the culture. But that's what I would say. Basketball taught me all that. It's the same as being a good teammate. Like maybe some games I could score 30, but it was more important that if I scored 18 and I got my bigs involved, so that way they rebounded the ball, and then off the court, you want to have so many stars on the team. So just figuring out as a point guard to make the guys who are not quote unquote stars to the public feel like just as much as part of the team. So all that came from basketball. So now in my life, I feel the same way with my students, trying to make all my students feel involved, my family. I treat my son and daughter the same, but differently because of different things, reassure them better. So just basketball taught me how to deal with all that.
Yeah, you talked about adaptability in the book, and how when you were in France, you learned for the first time, you learned how to speak French and you could communicate with those people. And then you went on to talk about how you had 2 deaf players in high school and how that taught you the lessons you had learned in France by learning a language helped you adapt to those 2 deaf students that were on your team. Why don't you tell us a little about that?
So man, yes, it's again just like you said, adapting and figuring out. Having 2 deaf kids on my team I wouldn't even sit here and lie and like it was in the challenge. And I always liked it. Maybe at the beginning, I definitely didn't like it. It was a huge challenge. But they were great kids, and it would be different if they couldn't play. They were also one of some of my better athletes. So, but all I can say is just imagine, they both have like a Russell Westbrook mentality, like they get it and go. So imagine being in a close game and all they know is go, and you can't like yell at them and tell them to stop. So yeah, so and you're not always in the eyesight where you can hold up two hands and all that. So it was a big challenge, but for us to be successful as we could be, they had to be on the floor. They were just too athletic not to be on the floor in crucial moments. We gotta thank God we had a godsend from our teacher. I mean, our school that gave us an interpreter, and she was pretty good. But again, those are like timeouts where we can instruct, and they can see them in the heat of the moment. It's not always time for them to look over there. So just kind of working together as a group, and we did it as a team. Just if we say something verbally, just having their teammates go up, hold up signs. We had different signs for them as well. But anyway, just making it work best as possible was the only thing that we were concerned with. And it was easy for me once I been an adult and put in perspective, like they deal with this every day. They were both in my class. So I watched them interact with, they were girl crazy too. So, teenage 16, 17, they, hormones going crazy. They like all the girls, but seeing them being able to interact with the kids every day, like no different. They both had girlfriends, so it's like they live this every day of their life. And it started when they were like 3 or 2. Like it started really young. And if you didn't know them or just didn't pay closely observing, you didn't know they were deaf. So they just like, I don't have any excuses. But the funniest moment with them, I got to tell y'all the story. We were playing a rival. It's like 50 to 50. One of the deaf kids get fouled, goes to the free throw line. So it's super loud in there to us, of course. So knowing he can't hear, he goes to the free throw line and he gets the ball. Before he gets the ball, he goes like this to the crowd. Like, quiet down, quiet down. It was so funny because I know like he just seen that and he's like, he really trolling, but it was just super. And then he missed one and made one to win the game. But every time I think about it, it's like, bro, you couldn't even hear. Like, why are you telling the crowd to calm down?
Block out the sound.
That's hilarious.
Well, that leads me. That's a good segue because in another chapter book, in the chapter book, you said you have to be more of a teacher than a coach. John Wooden said that. He always said that he was a teacher first, more than he ever was a coach. That's a great example of you had to teach those two young players how to adapt, and you had then to teach the other players how to adapt to the two deaf kids.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I have my hearing's bad too from 9/11 and the sirens with the firehouse and the rock bands when I had bars. So my hearing's really bad. I gotta get hearing aids. And I was in there going to get mine cleaned out, right? So I'm in the office, the hearing aid, and a woman, the secretary behind the desk, the receptionist. I'm sitting there. It was like something out of a Saturday Night Live skit. Like I'm just sitting there waiting for my appointment. And she's calling up people for their appointment. It goes like this. That's right, Mrs. Jones, 2 o'clock. That's right. You're hearing, Mrs. Jones, 2 o'clock. Your hearing aids will be ready. That's right, Mrs. Jones, 2 o'clock. I said 2 o'clock. For this job, there's a voice like a drill sergeant, Oh, anyway, just
That's hilarious.
Ben, you hold a lot of JU career records, but the career record, the thing that I remember most about you was in 2010. I was just a passive follower of JU basketball, but in 2010, JU advanced to the postseason, and you hit a 3-pointer at the buzzer to beat Arizona State, who was the #1 seeded team in the tournament. And I'll never forget Artis's call of you're hitting that basket because Artis was just he just laughed his ass off. The play-by-play guy kept going, kept crying, trying to call the game, and was going What do you remember about that moment in that game?
First, I remember being like starving at the beginning of the game. That's the first thing I always tell everybody. Like, we were on the West Coast, and I think the game started like maybe 9 on the West Coast to 8. So it's like 11 our time. So my body was just off. And I remember the first media time I coming to the sideline, I was like, hey, bro, I have no energy. Like I ate like 8 slices of oranges and 20 pretzels in the timeout. So that's the first thing I always remember. But just
Wow.
going back, not to take you too far back, but we were on I know you said it was a passive follower at the time. We were on a steady climb of just kind of getting better. And my 4 years, we had been playing high majors close, like Baylor and Georgetown, losing by single digit, Florida State by 2. So when we got the matchup versus Arizona State, we're kind of sitting around like March Madness style, even though we're in the NIT and not the thing. So when we get the matchup, we look at the roster, go on ESPN, and we're looking at the roster as a group. And this is not like trying to make the podcast sound any better or the story any better. Like, but right there, we're looking at them we're like, oh, they're not that big. They had one big guy that had a 7-footer. Other than that, they're like our size. So we only won by 1, but I just knew we were going to beat them. Like, I just had a great feeling like this was a tailor-made matchup for us. And same thing, kind of what I said about in my book and about life. It happened in this game. Like I didn't start off great at all. I was 1 for 8 or 1 for 9 or something in the first half with 3 points. But my team was playing well, and the people around me were keeping us close and supporting. And within that, I was still playing hard in the second half. And I had, I think I ended like with 26 points, but 23 points in the second half. But just being able to mentally stay positive when things weren't going well at the beginning, and just trusting in the people around me, not knowing I think it's a chapter in my book where I say you don't do it alone, or it's something along those sorts. Just having my teammates just uplift me during them time, and them still having faith in me, like, all right, eventually he's going to be the Ben Smith that he's been for the last 2 or 3 years. So the last shot, if you were to watch the video, shout out to Derek. He was a really good player, but you can see he was going to miss. Like, it was all over his body language that he was nervous. And I just remember watching him walk to the free throw line and him taking like 3 deep breaths on the walk. Like you would have thought he was about to go jump off a ship or something. So I just had a feeling that he was going to miss one. And from there, the rest is history. The play we ran that all the time in practice, tap hip. Just like in life, when you live the right way, when the moment comes, you don't have to think about what you're going to do. It just happens. And then we execute the play. I got 2 great screens, and the shot was lucky as hell, to be honest. Like, I never shoot for the backboard on the 3-pointer. But again, when you live right, you put yourself in good, you stat opportunities, every now and then you're going to get blessed with, we're going to call it luck, but your work get the show and you get blessed. So made the shot, won the game, and after that, I remember just going. Coach Warren finally let us go out on the road, and we probably went to every club possible that night and out there.
Wow.
That's great. In 1970, when we beat Iowa 104 to 103,
Jesus Christ.
we had the same situation. Vaughn Wedeking was our point guard. He was automatic. He came down, he got the ball at the top of the key, but he missed the shot with 2 seconds left. Pembroke Burroughs got the rebound, and we won 104 to 103, and we advanced to play Kentucky, who we defeated in the regionals. So again, right time, right place, but the right preparation, because
Yes,
preparation makes you go to where you have to be subconsciously.
for sure.
A lot of work is preparation, huh?
Yep, for sure, for sure. Hey, Ben, I let me ask you, the way that college basketball is changing now after your sophomore year, do you think you would have stayed at JU?
No,
You go ahead. Why don't you expand on that?
That was quick.
I don't think so. I just looking at where it is now with the NIL and just a chance to make. Let's get it. Be honest, at that age, life-changing money, especially, I know it would have been. I come from a good background. I'm not saying it like that, but it would have been just the top mid-major guy, I think, this year from Tennessee, Chattanooga or something, got like $750,000 to go to a bigger school. So, and our stats were different times, but comparable. I just can't see myself turning down the opportunity. And also back then, you know, I had a dream I wanted to play. I've always been like an underdog. Even coaching now, like I am kind of, I'm satisfied where I'm at. I'm blessed, but I also want the bigger stage. Like I would have wanted to prove myself to like maybe go to an Auburn or Georgia or Clemson just to show, all right, I can not only do this in the ASUN, but I can do this in the ACC. So just me personally, just wanting that challenge and the exposure to being on TV. I think I may have left. And I had this conversation with Coach Warren. He joked with me all the time, like, bro, you just came through at the wrong time. But I'm glad I'm not. No, I would definitely want the money. I won't lie about that. But I would not go that far. But I do think I'm glad I did get to stay 4 years because like those guys are in my wedding. I think now, like with so much moving, the relationships aren't the same. Like you're playing 1 year here or 2 year here, so you don't build those lifelong friendships like we got to do. I had the same amount of pride in the university. Like if you're there 4 years, that's different from 9 months, you know. So yeah, that's kind of how I view that. But I don't think I would have been able to stay, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Let me ask, I'm not an athlete, so but just a quick question for a basketball player. Do you think playing with better players makes you a better player? Would you think? I mean, did your skills would have
Yes,
improved?
for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. You most definitely most times, I mean, you just have to do less. I won't say have to do less, but you have people who can do more. So in turn, there's less pressure on you. So and it
Oh,
elevates you daily. If we're going against a guy who's really good at practice opposed to a guy who you're just a lot better than, it's just like steel sharpens steel, as they say. So better
why don't
players
you
can
talk,
make you better.
Ben? Why don't you talk about when you were one of the top college high school players coming out, and why don't you talk about going to camp and playing against Steph Curry and what that was like and how that made you better?
I was actually in college at the time. It was a high school basketball camp, but the top 20 college guards got there. I think that was the most life-changing moment I ever had. Like in my basketball career, going there and playing with, like I said, playing against Steph Curry. These y'all might not know these guys. Tyrese Rice, who ended up playing one of the best EuroLeague players ever. Jack McClain, who was in ACC. Nick Calathis is at the University of Florida, played in the NBA, one of the top players ever overseas. And I can just go on and on and on and on. And of course, Steph Curry being the main guy there. But at the time, he wasn't considered the best player of the bunch. Probably, if you were to do a draft board right then, I don't know if he would have been number one. But just being able to be in front of those guys and go through drills 1-on-1, play 3-on-3, 5-on-5, you just quickly get a true assessment of yourself. It's like, all right, I'm a shark over here, but am I the same shark in this tank? Like these guys over here are really good. And within minutes of playing, I had a realization of like quickly, like, oh my goodness, I'm not as good as I think. And then on the other end, hey, I'm really good too. Like it was just some things that had happened where I'm like, all right, I'm not as fast as him, or I'm not as strong as him, but I am faster than him. I am stronger than him. Most of those guys was on TV, so I knew who they were, but they didn't necessarily know who I am. So it was a chance to prove myself. But to speak on Steph Curry, it's just when we talk about preparation, thing that just stood out is like I say in the book is we went through drills and we were kind of when you got a lot of good players in there, you got a lot of let's just say lions. Like one lion gonna win, then the next lion gonna win, and boom, boom, boom. It's hard to tell who top it dog is. But when we started playing in the 5-on-5 setting, then we go home, to the hotel, we come back to the gym, and 19 of us are kind of just walking in, taking our time being college kids, and Steph is already at the gym shooting, like just warm, sweating, and we go to play. And when we start playing, he is easily the best one. Like has the best day by far. Like just I'm not an arrogant guy where I want to tell the truth. Like he was dominating. Like he's had the best day. So when I look at him now, I just think how many days and how many years has he been shooting earlier than his competition? And then you see the
right.
all-time three-point record and then the amazing stuff doing. He's going into year 17 and still one of the best players in the league. I don't know personally, but I just can only imagine that work ethic has got even bigger, and those days have got that time he's showing up. It's got even longer, and now you just see the separation. So those are the type of stories I try to tell to my players about just putting in the work. But yeah, Steph Curry, man, I'm a fan. I was a fan right then, and even as an adult now, I just know that he's still doing that type of thing. It's just amazing for him to see where we were and where he is now. So yeah, I just had an inside look at that.
Right.
Before I forget, I said it in the intro. Where can you get the book, Ben?
You can get it on Amazon.com. It's of course in the United States. Yep. That's a handsome guy too. If you just want to get it for your girl or something, she like
For your girl.
They doctored the cover, man. They doctored it up a bit.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Amazon.com is where you can find the book. It ships to multiple countries.
Good. I wanted to ask you, Derek, you got a question because I'm having a senior moment. So
One question is why did you start with the week one patience and persistence?
I think that's the key to everything. Like it's the key to whatever we're doing. Like just being patient enough and persistent at it. I think human nature, we want, especially in this generation, it's like a microwave generation. You want everything right then, and then you get impatient when it doesn't happen on your timeline. But if you're prepared and you keep working and you're patience, like I think patience is one of the biggest strengths any human can have. But especially in men, well, I must just speak for myself. Like I know, like sometimes when it's not happening on my timeline, that used to be extremely frustrating to me, and I want to move on faster than I actually should instead of just waiting the process out. But if you're persistent at it and you're patient at it, it's eventually coming if you're doing it the right way. So I think week one sets the tone for, if you didn't even read any other page, if you skip all 51, if you can do week one, then I think you're going to be successful.
Got it. And
go
then
ahead, Derek.
and then you mentioned go ahead, Billy. Go ahead, guys.
I was just going to say, I'm going to segue to another area. Your daughter's name is Odyssey.
Yes.
Is that because of your own journey? Is that the why Odyssey? It's an odd name, but it's because of your own journey, is your own Odyssey?
So now it comes back to a basketball player. There's a WNBA player named Odyssey Sims. So I'm a huge just basketball fan. So she was at Baylor. I think I was playing overseas. This when Brittany Griner was playing at Baylor. Brittany Griner, I don't know if you know Brittany Griner, but she like
Right,
6, 7, 6.
Billy,
She one of
Billy
the most
doesn't know her.
polarizing WNBA people. But she was the point guard, and I love point. And Odyssey was so good to me, like left-handed, so good. So me and my wife at the time, she was my girlfriend at the time. I'm like, we're gonna have a baby girl. Her name gonna be Odyssey, and I just never let it go. So when it happened, it was Odyssey, and like we dreaming, because she used to play for the Atlanta Dream. We want to take Odyssey to hopefully meet Odyssey.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, so a lot of them around.
I'm sure that will happen. I'm sure that will happen.
I want to jump back to the just the first chapter, and so you mentioned in the game that Frank brought up where you scored the game-winning three-pointer, and you said you started the first half at I think 1-9 or 1-8. So what sort of things were you telling yourself? Because us all having played sports at some point, you can play a really bad first half and then you go into halftime and you can just destroy yourself at halftime. So what sort of things did you tell yourself to get yourself back to score 23 points in the second half?
So at that point I was a senior, so I had been through similar things like that before. So it was kind of like it was kind of always, I was kind of like on second nature right then. Like, but I would say the biggest thing that kept me encouraged is just keeping the main thing first. I think we were down like 5. So in my mind, it's like, I know eventually I'm going to play well, but the guys, we're right here. So I didn't feel any extra pressure. I didn't put any extra pressure on myself. Like, I got to get going. Like, we're within striking distance next to my teammates. So it allowed me to stay calm. And I'm always a net shot guy. I was like, when I played with my team now, I'm big on the pass, just the pass. So to say, I probably was just telling myself, hey, next half, next play, next shot. Life happens too fast, man. Tuesday comes fast, Wednesday comes first, Thursday. We don't have time to still think about Monday. So I'm telling myself that in the game. I'm 1 for 9 this half. Like the confidence and borderline athletic arrogance I have, like, there's no way I'm going 1 for 2. Like the numbers have to shake out. Like I'm gonna be good. It's like that's the only thing that can happen. There's no way I'm gonna finish 2 for 19 or anything like that. So that's how I stay.
Got it. So you just keep trying. Keep
Yeah,
trying
I
to get
just,
that win. Yeah.
just
Keep
that's it.
shooting.
Just keep
Keep,
trying, whatever it takes. And if I would have just say I would have went 3 for 20 or 321, I would have been cool with it because I rather own the moment and like just be like, all right, it just didn't work out. Then start second guessing myself and then living with or going home on the plane. And like, man, if I just would have kept shooting or right there, like you just got to keep swinging, bro.
But
yeah,
Ben, 3 for 20 would have been crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been my first time though. It just would
But
have.
but if the 3-point play was if the three was the 3-point play that won the game, it would have been all fine.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
it's
That's
facts,
true.
facts. Now you
Yeah.
can say whatever you
Yeah.
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah, exactly.
One of
So
the
one
other
part covers up a lot of mistakes.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
That's right.
One of
That's
the other
right.
one of the other very astute things that I saw in the book was a phrase that it says, "Don't quit before your time." So many people quit before their time. I know that when I was at JU, I spent 3 years on the bench. Of course, I had a redshirt year in there. If I had quit, which I had wanted to do many times,
For
I
sure.
I wouldn't have had the career that I had at JU, because the next 2 years I waited it out, and then I started for 2 years. I find that so many people, it's easier to quit than it is to persevere. Uh, it's easier to quit than it is to see it through. If you quit, you can blame somebody else.
There you
If
go.
uh, and that's why don't you expand on that a little bit, Ben?
Yeah, I think I mean, that was a great segue. It's just like you said, it's just so easy to give in when it's not going your way, or it goes back to week one, patience and persistence. Our patience runs out after we go through adversities, and then it's easy because you got other people telling you like it's okay, like it's okay for you to quit, like you done gave it your all, you done waited your time, like maybe it's time to move on to something else. But I truly feel like what's the phrase I'm looking for? Like you just have to walk your journey. You just some journeys are just different and you have to go through that struggle and you can't run from your struggles. Don't quit before your turn because your turn, you're building character. That's the biggest thing. That's what I wanted to say. This whole
Correct.
time you're going through your struggle, you're building character. If you can reset yourself to say, all right, I'm not there. But when I failed in 2022, I'm much better in 2024 than I was then. I'm still making progress, even though my result isn't what I wanted yet or what I thought it would be. So, and I think that's where our frustration comes in because we base everything on the winning the championship or winning the award or whatever, instead of like from 21 to 2023, I couldn't do this. Now I do this well. But we forget about that because we still didn't get to the ultimate prize. Even coaching now, like we've lost in the Final Four twice. I've been blessed enough. Every year I've been coaching, we've been really good. We worked really hard. We've been around the championship. We have lost 2 Final Fours at the buzzer. And so the consensus when
Wow.
people see me, like one of the things they say, I don't know if they like want me to get sad or they want me to like feel defeated, but it was like, man, you're gonna like, bro, I know you getting tired of losing and getting down. And sometimes it feels like that, but I'm like, bro, I only been coaching 6 years. Some guys coach 60 years and win one championship or don't win or whatever, but it's just part of what's happening. And the first year I lost in the Final Four, that was my second year. The second time was the 5th year. I know as a coach, I was much better my 5th year than my second year. So that's kind of how I look at it. And if my kids and myself, we keep preparing the right way, it's going to be our turn. And then those lessons we learn, it's going to be like, okay, this feels a lot better. Like if I would have won my second year, honestly, just being transparent, I don't even think I would have appreciated it. That's one of my flaws as a human. Like I accomplish stuff and I take it for granted. So if I would have got it the second year, I probably have been like, all right, what's next? I might wouldn't even been as fulfilled as I should have been.
Right. Right. It's pretty common.
What are your aspirations going forward?
Eventually, I want to, coaching wise, I want to coach college basketball. In the perfect world, I would want to be a Division I basketball head coach in the next 5-7 years. If it went, I got into coaching to meet myself at an early age. A kid who really wanted
That's a
to
great,
go.
that's a great sentence. I got into coaching to meet myself at an early age.
Very good.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah.
I feel like I had a great high school coach. That's not to mean him, but I don't think he didn't really understand that I was trying to like really be a professional. Like he was a great guy. I love him. He was at my wedding, invited him to everything. When one of our teammates passed, who the book is dedicated to, my head coach came to see me. First person gave me a hug. We cried together. So he was a great person in my life, but he wasn't the like at that age, I was ready to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go shoot. Just give me that extra push. But so I don't think he understood that. And so now I have one kid kind of like that. But just to be able to give him that guidance, and if somebody who played college basketball and somebody just and professional, understanding that, all right, they love it, but you love it a little different. And I see that in you. So let's do everything we can to make you max out as early, not max out, but that you know what you're up against, what you really need to do, so we can bring you along and get your evolution as fast as possible. So I think that happens less at the high school level, just because, I mean, let's be honest, some kids just play high school because it's a small town and you one of the best 12. But at the college level, most people, especially with the NIL and money getting bought into it and the chance to go to the NBA, you are ready to, like, you're trying to change your life. And so I want to meet that person at 17, 18, 19. And whatever you want to do to get it done, I'm going to be there right there with you. Not because, like, to give myself a slap on the back, but to give you a chance or a better opportunity that I wish I would have had somebody to kind of hold my hand and walk me through that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's great.
when I was ever hiring anybody for one of my shows and I had production assistants jobs open up, I would always hire a college athlete as a tiebreaker. If two people had equal skills, I'd always hire the college person because I knew the person had what it took. I mean, at our high school, we got up at 5:30 in the morning to do our preseason training because of field availabilities. We could practice from 5:30 to 7:15 in the morning. So
Gotcha.
I called 5:30 practice. So I figured if I could get up, if I could do it, they could do it. And if
That's
they
right.
didn't want to do it, if they didn't want to do it, find another team or find another high school. Uh, but they had the discipline to do it, and we put almost 70 girls on the college rosters. Um,
Dang,
and
that's impressive.
they knew what it take. They knew what it took to succeed. They had what it took to succeed, and many of them succeeded in their jobs in the future. Even if they didn't play beyond college, they've taken that work ethic and they put it to work for them in their future lives, and that's really more important than what you did in college or what you did in high
Sure.
school. Having a place to put it together and work for the rest of your life. I mean, Derek's daughter was like that. Derek's daughter was a college player. We put her in Northwestern, Big Ten school, and she played 4 years and she excelled. She wasn't the greatest player. I mean, I think Derek will admit that, but she was a constant worker. She worked all the time. She always wanted to make herself better. She stayed after practice and worked. She, kicked with her left foot. And she tried to make herself better, and she got the most out of her skills.
Yeah.
And that's why she's successful today. I truly think, and I would have hired her in a second on any one of my shows because I know the kind of person she is.
That's right.
Uh,
When I
so
was growing up, a friend of mine was a fighter, and his trainer was a pretty renowned trainer. We used to have him run in Orchard Beach at 5 o'clock in the morning every day in combat boots along the sand. At
Mm.
5 o'clock in the morning, and I'd say, why do you gotta go 5 o'clock in the morning? Why didn't you go at noon? Why do you gotta get up at 5 o'clock in the morning? And his trainer told him, anybody who gets out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning in the cold to run will get off the canvas when he's knocked out. You know, about
That's
prep,
true.
Right.
discipline,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Character builder.
Billy,
character.
what time did you get up this morning?
Me?
Yeah.
Am I up? I get up about 8 o'clock usually.
I've
But
been up
anyway, yeah. So I mean, it's about
then.
determination, making the most of what you can do out of yourself. Who knows what limitations? Don't put limitations on yourself. It's the
That's
same
right.
thing with gambling. You never limit your winnings. You always limit your losing. If you're losing, bet less. If you're winning, send it in. You're doing something right. So don't limit your success rate. Who knows?
My type of
Hey,
guy.
Ben, let me ask you an important question. Who's taller, you or Cliff Warren?
Me easily. 2 inches at least.
2 inches at least. Cliff Warren was his coach at Jacksonville University.
Oh,
And
really?
he's
Really?
he's a
My guy.
really good guy.
Really good guy.
And he was probably, you have to get lucky at certain times in your life, and you were probably lucky to have Cliff as a coach, wouldn't you say?
No doubt. No doubt, man. Good man. Especially as I get older and I look back, like, taught me so much. Again, not like you're saying, not he taught me a lot of basketball, but just character development and put me in situations where it pushed me to find a deeper level of myself. And one thing about Cliff, I can call him that now. He will never let you get satisfied, like never. Almost to the point, it's like, bro, are you ever gonna tell me I'm good? Like, I think I probably was out of school 4 years the first time I heard that. But he just, man, he was a huge, and even with my book, like the first time he was the first person completed reading it, and he called me. He was like, "Man, we need to talk." And he taught me about 20 minutes about it, and he's just been pushing it, reaching out to people, sending it to different resources. That's just who he is and who he has been since I met him. So nothing but love for Coach Warren.
Yeah, he called me to set up this podcast.
Yeah, I know, and he like that's like I said, man. He is what, especially from a relationship standpoint, like what coaching is about. And it definitely didn't. At 18, there's no way you could have got me to say all these nice things about Coach Warren. I wasn't like, amidst the challenging, I definitely did not like him for a long time. And then I just grew up and it was never him, it was me. I just started to get it, and it's had
Right.
blossomed into now we're just two adults with a great relationship.
And then I want you to know that artists vouch for you also, because I called artists before I called you. And I said, tell me about this dude. And he said, so that was the badge of approval.
That's all you
That's
needed
fun.
right there.
Yep.
So Ben, how many years did you play in France? 4 years in France?
I played 3 years in France.
3 years in France. Do you miss France? Do you feel like going back? You
7 years overall.
7 years overall. Yeah.
All right, Billy, you miss France?
I do. My wife does the most. She always on me, like, well, not always, but she throws it up like when we going back. So it's definitely something somewhere I would want to take my kids. France was probably the easiest country for me to live in, just even beyond just me starting to open my mind and my teammates. It was a lot like America, but of course, chill, a lot to do, prideful people. It just was mentally it stimulated me. I just learned a lot. That's all, because it just gave me a lot of perspective. Great place to be. I wouldn't mind visiting. I will visit again for sure.
You said you learned to speak French?
I more so learned the basketball French. Like,
Okay,
I
got
couldn't
it.
say I was in the bank talking like fluidly French, but I knew
Right.
enough to where I could understand it. And that's really what happened, right? So in France, I was like, all right, I gotta learn this language, because it happened early in my French are very prideful people. That was the first
Right.
time I had been around Europeans who didn't see the American as like the best player or thought they were. So I was having the first 2 games, it was going really well. I was close to a couple of the French guys. So I was like 4 for 5 in the first half, and I had like 10 points. We were up, like, so. So I see the guys arguing or whatever. It looked like arguing. Second half, we come out. I just feel like the flow is different. Like, I feel like guys are trying to do too much. But anyway, we end up losing the game. So a couple of days after that pass, my French teammates that I'm close with, they tell me, yeah, bro, in the locker room, they were saying, you guys gonna let the American take all the shots? Like, with no. So from that point on, I was like, I'm gonna learn French. Like, I made it my business to go home and watch movies, but I didn't tell anybody. I was like, I'm gonna act like I'm not listening, like I don't know what's going on. That's gonna be my power.
Smart.
And then when I got to my second team, my coach, like, he just seen me responding to stuff. And one day he was mad at me, and he was like, he could speak English. He was like, "Mother, I know you understand French too."
That's
But yeah,
great.
so I did learn to understand it pretty well. But speaking it was just within basketball terms.
Right. Well, they say that's the best. That's one of the best ways to learn is to learn through some sort of sport or activity. So
Yeah, no doubt. Something you can easily use context. And then I would say
yeah,
movies that you watch all the time that you know the words, and just put it on subtitles and listen to it. And then that's pretty much how through basketball and watching movies is how I learned.
yeah, you
You
got to
know,
go back.
when Artis was 38 years old, he went to play one last season in Italy, and he became pretty fluent in Italian.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what I
I
don't know
didn't
whether you
know.
know that.
I didn't know he played in Europe.
Yeah, he played Andiamo in Bologna in Italy.
Oh, that's
Wow.
what's up.
Yeah. Is
He he made all league.
is that where you met your wife?
Now I met my wife at JU. Well, my last
Oh,
year.
okay.
Again, I mean, y'all might think I'm playing, but I literally, before I said a word to my wife, I told one of my teammates, she was walking on campus, I was like, I'm gonna marry that girl. This before I even said a
Wow.
word to her. And then a year later, we started dating, and then 9 years, well, 15 years total, and 9 years of marriage later, we here. She's
That's
from New
great.
York though. She's from Staten Island.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
said that. I said that to about 15 girls. I said that about 15 girls. I didn't marry any of them. Or
Billy-
should I say, none of them married me.
Their mistake then. That's on them. They fault. They missed the golden ticket.
That's how I learned how to speak Thai. Doing something I enjoy.
That's
I
hilarious.
don't know what they were saying about me.
So-
One of the things they used to say about me was "Nit Noi Quay." Nit Noi Quay. That means little dick. Nit Noi Quay.
Ah!
Hey Ben, why did you laugh at that before he even gave the
'Cause
translation?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
saw where he was going with it.
Yeah, these two Thai girls were talking. And one says, "I never been in America before. He must have a big hammer." She goes, "Not this one. He's got that same as a Thai. Nit Noi Quay, a little bit."
Yeah,
Hilarious.
you too
So
much.
you learn a lot of things for transaction.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts that you guys
Yeah,
got for Ben?
I got. So week 3, you mentioned Crawford,
Mhm.
and
The
what
boxer?
year? Yeah, what year did you write the book? Was this last year? When did the
Nah.
book come out?
I wrote it. The book came out September 12th of this year.
Oh, okay, okay. But still, when you wrote the book, you wrote about Crawford prior to his basically.
Yeah.
I mean, he's more of a star now than he's ever been. So did you put any money on him for this Canelo fight?
Nah, I didn't put any money, but it was more so like I'm not really around a lot of boxing people, so I didn't really have anybody to bet. You know, I don't bet on friendly websites, but like Vegas or nothing. My bet's gonna be like me versus you. And
Got it.
my friends,
Okay.
they were taking Crawford. But yeah, I'm a huge Crawford guy. Like same thing with Spence. Everybody likes Spence. That a couple of people who like about basketball, boxing, who I be around, and I just knew Crawford was gonna win. And I had the same
Right.
feeling for this.
So let me ask a question. Crawford fights Floyd, prime and prime. Who wins? Floyd Mayweather.
I'm gonna take. I can't put anybody over Floyd, man. I can't.
Yeah.
I would just looking at it. I would say Bud Crawford. Like if I watched the Crawford fight, like and from watching Floyd, but just
Right.
Floyd just same kind of what I said about. But he just figured it out. I just have not seen anybody rattle him. I have seen Bud kind of having a rally in a couple of fights early on in his career, but
Yeah.
Floyd has like never really been in the point where I thought he could lose. So I would have to take
Yeah.
Floyd.
Okay, so since we're going down that road, Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
Yeah.
I'm so on Jordan that I don't even want to expand, but I will if I need to. I just like I saw it.
Actually, it would be
I
good for
love
you to
LeBron. It's
expand.
not a knock on LeBron, but it's just Jordan for me.
And what's your take on the upcoming NBA season?
I still think like the Thunder probably would be the best team in the West. The East is going to be a toss-up with so many injuries. You got your boy from Indiana hurt, Halliburton out. Jason Tatum is going to be out for the Celtics. The Knicks should have a great chance. I I mean, NBA just changes so much with,
Year to
trade
year.
deadlines and all that. But the Thunder, I think they have the right type of NBA team. Like they have a star, a really good complementary player, and they're long and athletic and can defend. So I think they're gonna be good for the next 5-6 years.
So I'll remind everybody, the book is
Monday Morning Mindset.
Mindset.
Yes,
The author is Ben Smith. He has made 3 new fans today.
Yes.
Thanks, Ben,
appreciate
for
y'all
being
for
with
having
us.
me.
Thanks a lot, Ben. Good stuff, man. Great
And-
motivational book. Really
Wh-
interesting.
We'll look forward to your next career in college coaching.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me.
You betcha.
Great
Be
to have
well.
you on, brother. Take care of yourself.
All right.
All right. It's a pleasure.
Can you need him to hang on, or
Let's.
no? You can sign off, and we're going to just keep going for a few minutes.
Yeah.
All right,
Ben, it
guys.
was a
Take
pleasure.
it easy.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you,
Yes,
Ben.
sir. Likewise.
We'll see you out there.
So, good guest, huh?
Yeah, he was good. Good
Very
motivational. Nice guy.
Yep. So what else?
Well,
What else? What do you want to do? What are you doing? You gonna get my Super Bowl tickets for the Giants to close the season, win every game out?
Yeah,
Billy-
Bill, you're on jokes.
Billy is that your? Did you sleep in that bed last night?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you
Yeah?
do in your bed?
It's such a nice bed.
Yeah. Well, he's obviously not in the mountains.
My bed looks like somebody had a brawl in it. Every morning when I wake up, the pillows are everywhere, and all its clothes are off the bed. Man, I got PTSD. I got something going on, but there's nothing. I mean, I can put myself in a straitjacket. When the morning I wake up, I'd be out of it. Like it's turmoil.
Wow.
Yeah, I have really crazy sleeps, man. Bad.
So what do you guys been up to like lately? What's how's life treating you? Frank, you're working.
I'm still working. They're gonna
And Billy-
they're gonna have to drag me off that lot.
Yeah.
Frank's working. I'm sailing, playing golf. That's pretty much it, you know.
Are you sailing?
Yeah, I sail.
You taking the boat out?
I'm sailing like every other week. I sail for a couple of days. Just go out in the harbor. You know, I don't go anywhere. I'm not going
Oh,
anywhere. Just take it.
You
out in the
don't
harbor.
you don't go out and pull out the big sail? What do you call
Well,
the
I get
big one?
big sail out, but I just sail, you know, out and go past the harbor and go out, you know, in my immediate vicinity out there. I don't go out to the islands or nothing. But I go out for 3 or 4 hours, you know.
Why? Why don't you?
Because I don't feel like spending the night out there, you know.
Oh, okay. Oh,
The lovely Jenny.
yeah.
Hi.
Your wife wants to go sail on the
Wants to go
islands.
sailing, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like to spend the night out at the islands.
Yeah, maybe get some snorkel gear, go out and
We have
hunt
it.
hunt for lobster.
Yep. I have
He looks
friends
real
that
uncomfortable right now.
fish for lobsters now.
So yeah, my life is simple enough, easy enough.
Yeah.
Read, watch, hoping the Giants win a Super Bowl.
Wait, so you don't have any fishing equipment?
No, we do.
Do you go fishing on the boat?
I trawl a little bit. I haven't had a whole lot of luck yet because I don't do it a whole lot.
Right. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, fish took it off the hook. I shouldn't have. I should have left it on there for a big fish.
Oh, that
Got
would
a
have been a
big fish.
Yeah, she caught a big fish 10 years ago.
Yeah,
You got a big fish.
7 years ago.
Big Bill. You got Big Bill. That's a big fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that about wraps it up. It's right now.
Bad segue.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all. I
All
hope
right,
you
thank you, brother.
enjoyed the podcast, and see you next week, the next 2 weeks or next month, whenever this airs.
Every 2 weeks. See you next week.
See you,
2 weeks.
motherfuckers.
All right. Thanks. Thank you all for
All right,
joining us.
take care, brother.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Next week's guest.
We'll see you next week.